Welcome back to another clay video. Continuing on the series of creating these little miniature worlds from New Super Mario Bros. Wii, we're going to create World 2, the desert. World 2 starts out pretty much the same as World 1. We have this swirly ground pattern, except this time I'm going to use some shades that are more closely colored to each other so the transition between them isn't really too visible. I think this will help it give a more natural sand look. I just kept layering up these different shades until we got a nice looking pudding dessert. Using a knife, we can trim off the excess around it. And now we have a really nice smooth transition, but the edges are a little bit jagged, so I want to smooth those out a little bit. Taking the top sand color and mixing it with some brown, we can get the color for the pyramid. The desert world is one of the more lightly decorated worlds, but I think this looks pretty good for a desert since deserts are usually pretty empty. I'm using the dentist pick to make all of these different lines into the pyramid for the different bricks. We also have some vertical lines to separate the different pieces. And our pyramid is complete, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. Let's get this onto the base, and we can move on to our next step, which is creating these little platforms in the background. These platforms are mostly oval or circle, but I think that adding these jagged edges around the side really adds some extra detail to it, especially in a map that isn't all that detailed on its own. We have a very light tan for the top covering. And let's get those onto the base. I'm sure there's a lot of different methods to creating a cactus, but I thought of this idea and it actually worked out really well, so if I need to make more cactuses in the future, I think this is how I'll do it. We have the basic shape of them, but cactuses are known for their spikes. So let's add some nice little spikes onto them. They're more like dots, but I wasn't going to try to make spikes this tiny, they would probably just all break off. Here is our nice little green cactus. So let's get both of these onto the first platform, and the second platform, for whatever strange reason, has a barrel. It kind of isn't really fitting for a desert theme, but somehow looks pretty decent. I'm creating these little planks into the barrel and adding some wood grain detail. I would say in Mario games, the desert and underwater are always my least favorite worlds. They're just a lot harder to navigate and definitely harder to find secret stuff. And I feel like the enemies are just generally more annoying in the desert. With the barrel in place, we can start creating the sign, and I learned my lesson to not use a popsicle stick this time and just go straight for the clay. I made this sign much bigger than World 1, and I think that really helps with creating the letters and numbers into it. It really gives you a lot of extra space. It only took one try to create the sign this time, and I'm really surprised at how smooth I was able to get the lettering. I guess the bigger sign really made a difference. After getting our sign in shape, we need to create the sign post. I've added a little wooden texture into it. And let's just make a hole in the base for where that's going to be. And we are ready to get baked. After baking, you know what time it is. Let's attach the back of the sign to the post and add the sign into the base. And that is our final detail. So here it is, the Desert World, World 2 from Super Mario Bros. Wii. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you want to see some more videos like this, consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss out when I post a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.